They said they are first-class kings. Doesn't mean that only the king that has the title, Agadagba title, is entitled to the title first-class king or first-class monarch. In the seat of kings, there are kings. There are kings and there are kings. So it means that even in his own land, some kings are subordinate to some. Any king that bears the Agadagba title, every other king in the kingdom is subordinate to him. What does that mean? What is special? Why is it that some of our kings do not bear the title Agadagba? Many of us as Ijaws wonder why our kings have different titles from different clans. Personally, if I want to address a king from another clan, I will still say the Agadagba because my clan, Arobo clan, our king's title is the Agadagba of Arobo Kingdom. But the Agadagba title is not for every king. There are some clans whose kings have different titles who are not addressed as the Agadagba. Now, I have a list of kings and their titles, a few of them. Let me mention like 3, 4 to you. I have a list of um 26 kings in his own land, but the Agadagba of Arobo land, and we have the Amayanabo of Okerika. We have the Ibenanawe of Kolokomo, and we have the Amayanabo of Nembe. We have the Ibenanawe of Kayama, and we still have the Amadawe of Kayama. Can you see that? Now, another Agadagba. Let me look for another king whose title is still Agadagba. We have the Agadagba of Ajakurama. Now, every other king, no Agadagba, just those two kings with the Agadagba title. Now, I believe there's something special about the title Agadagba. What is special? Because some people ask all the time, say, why is it that some of our kings do not bear the title Agadagba? Let's talk about the Agadagba. Who is an Agadagba? Or what does the title Agadagba represent? Or what does the title mean in his own land? Agadagba is the title of the most senior king in his own land. You see, even in the kingly list, the Agadagba comes first. So he has no equal in his kingdom. We all know kings do not have equals. But where I'm going to, according to the tradition and custom of his own people, all other rulers in the kingdom are subordinate to him. What does that mean? Like the Agadagba is the most senior king in his own land. So there is one line here that I was actually trying to, because I'm not the only one that is confused. A lot of us wonder, oh, why do we have the Agadagba as a title for a particular clan and another title for another clan? A lot of us wonder, and even me too. I was wondering. I was trying to make research. I want to come up with an answer to people who are asking, okay, why do we not have other kings bear the title Agadagba? I was trying to make research because some people say it is because the Agadagba is the custodian of the Egbesu. That's why he bears the title Agadagba, and meaning that every king that bears the title Agadagba automatically is the one is a custodian of Egbesu. That's why his title is Agadagba. That's the answer I get mostly from people. Now, let us get this answer. This when I was reading, this caught my attention. As the dons of Egbesu God are binding on all his zones, irrespective of sex and position, so also the authority of King Agadagba is binding on all persons and communities in the kingdom. Now, reading from this book, I want to have an understanding, that is it that because the first line is say Agadagba is the title of the most senior king in his own kingdom. Does that explain it? Like, so it means that the Agadagba title, any king that bears the Agadagba title, every other king in the kingdom is subordinate to him. Is that the answer? I'm just wondering, do you have any understanding, or do you know anything about the title Agadagba, as to why other kings have other titles and not the Agadagba? Because as a person, if I want to address another king, but now I know better. If I want to address, say for example, I want to address the Aketepe of Baramatu, I would say the Agadagba of Baramatu because he's a king, and the king is Agadagba. To me, and the king is Pere. And there are some kings who bears the title Pere. For example, the Pere of Ogboyubiri main clan. The Pere of Isaba. There are some people who carries the title Pere, and there are some with Agadagba, some, I don't know if you, so is it that the Agadagba title supersedes all other titles in his own land, or it's just a title and the other titles are also, standing on their own? I just want to, hear your opinion. Have you ever wondered about this topic before? Or do you also wonder why not all the kings carry the Agadagba title, or it just to you, either Agadagba, Amanyanabo, Ibinanawe, the Pere of, they are all the same. And they are all the same, yes, they all represent a king. But it seems from my understanding from this book, that the Agadagba king is the most senior king. Please, I need explanations though. I need explanations to back up this. Is it assertion, or to back up this, reason? The Agadagba. We're looking into the Agadagba. So the Egbesu, or the do's and don'ts of Egbesu, binds on all his own communities, his own kingdoms. So since the Agadagba is one in charge of, is the custodian of the Egbesu, it means he's the most senior. You do you understand do you get it? The Agadagba title carries weight among kings in his own land. I would like to hear from you. Does it mean that even in his own land, because I believe kings are kings, all kings sit on the same place, does it mean that we have, although they said they are first class kings, does it mean that only the Agadagba, only the king that has the title Agadagba title is entitled to the title first class king or first class monarch? You know, or so the Agadagba also has subordinate kings in his own land. I'm just a bit confused though, because I believe a king is a king, but it means that when kings sit, we have higher kings, higher ranking kings. Oh, okay. So is it that government appoints some kings? Does the government appoint kings? It is a lineage now. When the need to appoint a king comes, the Parabiama will decide who to be the next king. From the ruling house now. Abi? Yeah, but it means that in the seat of kings, there are kings. Okay, this brings me to this saying: there are kings and there are kings. So it means that even in his own land, some kings are subordinate to some. I would like to know those kings who are subordinate. This is not to bring down any king. This is not to, look down on any kingdom or any king. We just want to know the hierarchy of kings in his own land after the Agadagba. So if truly some kings are superior to some, after the Agadagba, if the Agadagba is the most senior king, like I found out on this book, in the hierarchy of kings, after the Agadagba, who follows? I just want to know. We are learning, and our children will ask us questions. I want to be able to answer, questions. So in his own land now, when they gather, that means a particular king has the authority to order every other king to a gathering. It should be so, right? I know. I want answers. Please educate me, educate every other person who needs to know. And we need to leave these things for the coming generation. This is not a competition video. We're not in competition. We're not saying, no, my king is bigger than your king. This is not that kind of video, please. We just want to know. There are hierarchies. Even chiefs have hierarchies. We just want to know. you know Thank you so much for your contributions. I have learned a lot from this platform ever since we started Ijaw doing CV, and we will still continue to learn, and I will still continue to learn with you. So please get on with your answers. Thank you so much. My name is Funpere. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to comment. Leave a comment. It is very, very important. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.